Namaste students. In this video, we shall try to learn the first chapter of A Standard History, Sources. What is history? History is a systematic study of the past. History is written on the basis of sources. Hence, if there is no source, there is no history. ಇತಿಹಾಸವು ಗತಿಸಿ ಹೋದ ಘಟನೆಗಳನ್ನು ಕ್ರಮಬದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಅಧ್ಯಯನ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರವಾಗಿದೆ. ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ರಚಿಸಲು ಸೋರ್ಸಸ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಆಧಾರಗಳು ಅತಿ ಅಗತ್ಯ. ಆಧಾರಗಳಿಲ್ಲವಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇತಿಹಾಸವನ್ನು ರಚಿಸುವುದು ಅಸಾಧ್ಯ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೋರ್ಸ್? ಇಫ್ ದ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್ ಬೈ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ರಿಮೈನ್ಡ್, then they are called as the sources by historians. Example: agricultural tools left by the earlier people, forts, inscriptions, arms, temples and other religious buildings. Types of sources. The materials needed for the writing of history are the primary sources. These sources can be divided into two types: literary sources and archaeological sources. Literary sources are again classified as written literature and oral literature. Written literature is again divided into native literature and foreign literature, whereas archaeological sources are of four kinds, namely inscriptions, coins, monuments and other ruins. Written literature. Written literature is a main source of literary sources. Literature can bring the contemporary social life of the times of the writer alive to us. There are two types in written literary forms: native literature and foreign literature. Native literature. The literature created by Indians in a native language is called as the native literature. Literary works in Sanskrit, Prakrit, Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Hindi, Marathi, Kashmiri, Gujarati, Oriya and in many other languages are the sources. Some of the native literature sources are Kautilya's Arthashastra, Hala's Gatasaptasati, Vishakadatta's Mudrarakshasa, Kalhana's Rajatarangini, Banabhatta's Harshacharita. These works portrays then contemporary social, religious, economic, cultural and political life of people. Foreign literature. Many foreigners who visited India as travelers, ambassadors, businessmen, officials and missionaries have recorded their observations and experiences in their works. These works are considered as foreign literature. Some of the foreign literature are Megasthenes' Indica, Fahian's Ghokoki, Yuan Sang's Siyuki, Babar's Tuzki Babari and others. Some of the drawbacks that we find in the literary sources are exaggerations, hyperbole and loyalty to one's master are apparent in native literature. In foreign literature, due to lack of local knowledge, many misgivings are recorded. Oral literature. Oral literature means the folk story, folk songs, folk legends, ballads and others that pass on from one person to another by word of mouth. Since the beginning of human life, human beings are passing on their experiences in the form of story, songs and ballads orally from generation to generation. There are ballads on Kumara Rama, the Nayakas of Chitradurga, Kempegowda, Tippu Sultan, Sangolli Rayanna, Kitturu Chennamma, and many others. Archaeological sources. Archaeological sources are divided into four types, namely inscriptions, coins, monuments, and other ruins. What is excavation? Archaeological sources are available not only on the surface of the earth but also hidden deep in the depth of the earth. The hidden things in the earth are dug out by using scientific methods. This process is called excavation. Inscriptions. Inscriptions means engraved writing. Inscriptions are written on stone, rocks, metal, ivory, terracotta, and other metals that last longer. Inscriptions are more reliable as these have a direct relationship with then events. Ashoka's inscriptions are the earliest inscriptions found in India. Thousands of inscriptions are found in Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Sanskrit, and Prakrit languages. Inscriptions reflect many political, social, cultural, economic, educational, religious aspects of the time. For example, Samudragupta's Allahabad pillar inscription, Immadi Pulakeshi's Ayola inscription, Karavela's Hathigumpa inscription, and other inscriptions portrayed the military achievements of then rulers. Uttarameru inscription narrate the rural administration of Chola kings. Coins. Coins are helpful in understanding the geographical extent of the ruler's kingdom who minted the coins. They also aid us in knowing the language of administration, titles that the kings possessed, their religion, economic conditions of the times, and metal technology in vogue of the particular kingdom. Monuments. Monuments are the major source to write history. Palaces, temples, forts, and pillars are the example for monuments. Some of the examples for monuments are Mehrauli Iron Pillar, Vijayapura's Gol Gumbaz, Chittor's Vijayastamba, Elephanta Caves, Ellora Caves, Ajanta Caves. Next is the ruins. Based on the other various pieces of terracotta, bangles, beads, and seals procured during examination, one can understand the socio-cultural, economic, political, and religious life of then people. By applying carbon-14 dating procedure on the biological ruins, that is dead animals, birds and trees, found in these sites, one can arrive at the accurate period of the ruins. Buddha Stupa came to light during excavations at Sannati in Yadagiri district and Rajagata of Doddapallapura Taluk. In the excavations conducted at Arikamedu and Patanam in Tamil Nadu, a large number of evidences were found that speak of commercial contact between South India and Romans. In this way, other ruins like terracotta, seals, and beads are also helpful to reconstruct the history. Thank you.